Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple of different, training rules we're breaking with this. It used to be that, you'd show up to your instructor-led person or training, devices away, put your phones on silent, turn off your notifications. We're here to learn. We're not here to get distracted by work. And I think that paradigm in particular has really shifted with virtual because you're on your device. You're still getting your Slack or your Teams notifications while you're in your training. It is still important to pay attention. But we have to know that realistically, this technology is going to be everywhere. So the idea of a technology-free zone or it's going to distract you from training, one, as trainers and facilitators, we have to know that distraction is there. We have to be more compelling. So that's where that inspiring piece is still a little true. But we also need to know that how people actually bring these skills to life is through technology, right? We're all engaging in a virtual or technological sale. There's more documentation we need to do. So this is the Sandler Success Triangle. If you're not familiar with Sandler, this is one of the main reasons why I love working with this organization, because we really believe in this and that all of our content is kind of built and we think about it through this lens of what are the behaviors, what are the attitudes, what are the techniques that are going to lead you to be successful? Because if you don't have one side of this triangle, so if you're training the attitudes, you're training techniques, but you're not talking about the behaviors and the behaviors that happen in the technology, you're going to run into challenge. So that's why I invite you to bring technology in as a teammate to your sales team, because that is really critical.
I think the example here for me was in colleges and high schools, they were using the essay as a form of testing until last year when AI and ChatGPT came out. And then they instantly had to say, you know what, hands up, the essay as a homework, especially for online courses, is gone.
Mm-hmm.
We can no longer test writing skills by having them type up an essay over 3 or 4 weeks and submit it, because that world is gone. But in sales today, or in our sales training, how many of us have had to adapt to that? Right? We weren't necessarily forced to. So we're still saying, like, type up your script or read the script or do something old. And we haven't leveraged, well, maybe we need to teach screen sharing. Maybe we need to teach technology and using the CRM in the training itself. Or maybe we need to be able to take notes and have engagement and other things that are more modern ways of learning and interacting or being in the flow of work, rather than trying to hide and say, no, you have to get out of the flow, come over here and do your learning and then go back, right?
Exactly. And so that learning out of context of your work is really the big challenge. And I absolutely love this Sandler rule. And this came out with our How to Sell to the Modern Buyer book. This was one of our newer rules, which is use technology to engage, not to hide. And this has so many applications, from how you sell to how you train, right? So how do you use technology to engage your learners? And how do you use technology to get them sticky with applying these new behaviors and techniques and attitudes? And ultimately, though, what I really think is critical about the training is we can still focus on the seller. We don't need to focus on the technology itself. It's there, it's right along. But what we should really be doing is focusing on the seller.
Thank you for watching this highlight video from the Sandler Summit. You can join us for the next Sandler Summit in 2024, March 19th and 20th at the Orlando World Center Marriott. Register now at sandler.com/summit.